All right, Buzz Cutler with Nate Ryan from USA Today to talk a little Kyle Busch and speeding penalties. Thanks for being here,
Just
Nate.
makes you giggle just to say it, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Kyle addressed the media yesterday. You and I were both there at the press conference. What were your impressions of the way he handled himself and sort of what he said when addressing the media?
Well, Cutler, I think it was very much sort of emblematic of the way Kyle's been this season, which is he's had this composure about him that we haven't seen before. There's been lots of jokes made about the new Kyle Busch versus the old Kyle Busch, and maybe too much has been made of that. But I really think he does have a different demeanor this year, and I think it's the influence of the guy who was at that press conference, Coach Joe Gibbs. I think Coach Joe has really instilled in him, the values that he preaches a lot, and we heard Kyle Busch stay on message throughout that entire press conference. It was, I've learned a lot. I'm going to take away a lot from it. And I'm very sorry.
Right. And I actually tweeted during that press conference, wow, he sounds really well rehearsed.
Yes.
And somebody, actually a Rowdy member, Checkered Flag Stilettos, who's a big Kyle Busch fan, responded, well, don't you think he might be sincerely sorry? And I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive.
No.
I think he probably was regretful and sorry and sincerely apologetic, but I also think that he was well coached, whether it be by Coach Gibbs or by a publicist or just by himself in his own hall or thinking it through. I think you're absolutely right that he was on message and he was clear what that message was, and he didn't sort of get mad, didn't get bent out of shape at the media for asking him about it, which I kind of expected.
And I think you're right. I think you make a great point there, Cutler, that you can be very sincere and heartfelt and contrite, but still stick to, here's what I'm going to say. And I think it may serve Kyle Busch better than other drivers, because in the past, I love covering Kyle Busch. He's a lightning rod. I like what he says. I like what he does on the track. He makes it fun to cover. But sometimes he does have a tendency when he gets into interviews to put his foot in his mouth.
Yeah.
And this is a way to avoid that. Because sometimes even with the best intentions, he might say something he'd regret. So I'm sure that Coach Gibbs probably was in his ear a little bit, saying, let's just stick to these points.
Yeah, and you talked to Coach Gibbs after Kyle Busch's press conference. Coach Gibbs had a little impromptu gathering of his own. What did Coach Gibbs have to say?
Pretty much exactly the same thing that Kyle said. I mean, it was almost eerie. We're going to work through this. This is a serious issue. We're going to discuss any potential punishment, and we're going to hope that something positive is going to come out of this.
Do you expect there to be punishment from Joe Gibbs Racing?
I don't think it'll be punishment as much as it'll be, I think he'll do some sort of public service,
right.
Volunteer, community hours, that sort of thing.
All right. That's Nate Ryan from USA Today. I'm Buzz Cutler from Rowdy.com, and it's our takeaways from Kyle Busch's mea culpa session yesterday at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.